Japan is one of the most sleep-deprived nations on Earth. Studies show that, on average, Japanese adults sleep less than 7 hours a night, sometimes closer to 6. Compare that with people in Europe or America, and Japan looks dangerously underslept. Yet here's the twist. The Japanese also live some of the longest, healthiest lives in the world. Life expectancy is among the highest anywhere, often over 84 years. So how does a nation that sleeps so little still live so long? That's the paradox we're about to explore. Chapter 1. The Myth of Perfect Sleep. In many Western countries, the 8-hour rule has become a golden standard, almost like a health commandment. Entire industries thrive on sleep trackers, melatonin supplements, and high-tech mattresses, all promising to unlock perfect rest. People are made to believe that without exactly 8 hours, their health, focus, and even lifespan will fall apart. But in Japan, the philosophy is different. Sleep is respected, but it is not the ultimate measure of health. Instead, wellness is seen as a balance of multiple daily habits: eating fresh seasonal food, staying physically active through walking and routine exercise, keeping strong social bonds, and living with purpose. These elements make the body more resilient, so even shorter sleep is restorative. Studies show that Japanese adults may average just 6 to 6.5 hours a night, yet their rates of heart disease and obesity are far lower than in countries with longer sleep averages. The difference lies not in the number of hours spent in bed, but in the lifestyle surrounding those hours. In Japan, sleep is part of a bigger system of harmony, not an isolated obsession. Chapter 2. Inamori, Sleeping Without Shame. The idea of inamori, literally sleeping while present, might surprise outsiders, but in Japan it is a quiet social norm. Step onto a commuter train in Tokyo during rush hour, and you'll see dozens of people nodding off, sometimes standing while holding the strap. Office workers may rest their heads at their desks, students close their eyes between classes, and even politicians have been photographed dozing in parliament. Far from being judged, these micronaps are socially accepted, even respected. The logic is simple. If someone is tired enough to nap in public, it shows they have been working hard. Inamori is not deep sleep, but a brief dip into rest, usually 15 to 20 minutes, just enough to reset the brain. Science supports this practice, showing that short naps boost alertness, memory, and mood without leaving grogginess. Instead of chasing a perfect long night of rest, the Japanese weave recovery into the fabric of their day. This cultural embrace of small, efficient naps allows people to sustain high productivity and health, even when nightly sleep is shorter than in other countries. Chapter 3. The Power of Diet. Food may be the quiet secret behind Japan's ability to thrive on less sleep. A traditional Japanese diet is built around balance and lightness rather than excess. Meals are often small but varied: grilled fish, bowls of rice, miso soup, pickled vegetables, and steamed greens. Fish provides omega-3 fatty acids that protect the heart and reduce inflammation. Fermented foods like miso and soy add probiotics that aid digestion and strengthen the immune system. Even simple staples like rice and green tea give steady energy without the sugar spikes that keep people awake at night. Importantly, dinner in Japan is rarely a heavy late-night feast. Portions are modest, flavors are clean, and oily or overly sweet foods are limited. This means the body spends the night repairing tissues and refreshing the brain, not struggling to process large amounts of fat and sugar. In contrast, a heavy Western dinner, steak, fried foods, desserts, or alcohol can disrupt sleep cycles and digestion, leading to restlessness. By keeping meals lighter and healthier, the Japanese ensure that even 6 hours of sleep can feel more restorative than 8 hours weighed down by poor diet choices. Chapter 4. Daily movement without exercise. Movement in Japan is not treated as a separate chore called exercise. It is woven into everyday life. Unlike in many Western cities where cars dominate, Japanese towns are built for walking. Narrow streets, compact neighborhoods, and reliable train systems encourage people to move on foot several times a day. A single commute often means walking to the station, standing on trains, climbing stairs, and walking again on arrival. Even the elderly embrace this rhythm, gardening in small home plots, cycling to markets, or joining in Radio Taiso, the 5-minute calisthenics broadcast every morning on national radio and television. This tradition, practiced since the 1920s, gets entire communities stretching and moving together before the day begins. The key is not intensity, but consistency. Small, repeated motions that keep joints flexible, muscles engaged, and circulation strong. Studies show that Japanese adults average far more daily steps than people in America or Europe, which lowers obesity rates and keeps chronic diseases at bay. Because their bodies are constantly active, they require less recovery time from sleep. In Japan, health is not built in the gym. It's built in the streets, gardens, and daily routines of ordinary life. Chapter 5. Stress, but controlled stress. Japan does have a reputation for long hours and intense corporate culture, yet the way stress is managed is different from the West. Workplaces may be demanding, but life outside the office often runs on rituals and predictable structure. Communal meals, seasonal festivals, neighborhood routines, and even the simple act of removing shoes before entering a home. These customs create psychological order, which acts like a cushion against daily pressures. The Japanese concept of gaman, meaning to endure with dignity and patience, teaches individuals to stay calm in hardship rather than explode in frustration. This cultural mindset prevents stress from turning into chaos, the kind that keeps people awake at night replaying problems. Group identity also plays a role. In Japan, people often feel supported as part of a collective, whether it's family, company, or community. This sense of belonging reduces loneliness, which is one of the most damaging forms of stress. As a result, while Japanese workers may sleep fewer hours, their minds are less cluttered with emotional noise. Controlled stress, channeled through patience, order, and social bonds, allows for more restful, efficient sleep, even if the clock says it's shorter. Chapter 6. Ikigai, a reason to wake up. Few ideas capture the Japanese approach to life as beautifully as ikigai. Often translated as a reason to wake up in the morning. It doesn't have to be something grand like building a company or writing a book. Ikigai can be small and personal. Tending a garden, cooking for loved ones, teaching a skill, or contributing to a local club. What matters is that it provides joy, purpose, and a sense of usefulness. Science shows that people with clear purpose live longer, healthier lives, partly because purpose lowers stress hormones, protects the heart, and gives mental resilience against depression. In Okinawa, one of the world's most celebrated blue zones, ikigai is so ingrained that even those in their 90s continue to stay active in meaningful ways. Whether it's farming sweet potatoes, joining dance festivals, or simply caring for grandchildren. Unlike in some cultures where retirement can mean isolation, the Japanese belief in ikigai ensures that life keeps momentum and direction, even in old age. This deep sense of purpose may explain why, despite shorter sleep, people maintain both health and optimism. After all, a tired body driven by a strong spirit can endure far more than expected. Chapter 7. The role of community. Across the world, researchers warn that loneliness can be as harmful as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. In Japan, however, the fabric of daily life is carefully stitched with community. It is common for neighbors to check on one another, for coworkers to share meals after work, and for shopkeepers to greet regular customers as though they were family. This sense of belonging acts as a powerful shield against stress and isolation. Elderly people, in particular, benefit from this cultural habit. In Okinawa, friendship groups called moai, small circles of lifelong friends, are formed early in life and continue well into old age. Members of a moai provide not only companionship, but also financial and emotional support, ensuring that no one faces hardships alone. Even casual daily interactions like chatting with fellow commuters or participating in local festivals strengthen this web of connection. When people feel supported and valued, their bodies produce fewer stress hormones, their hearts stay healthier, and their minds remain more positive. In such an environment, losing an hour of sleep is far less damaging. A short night of rest is softened by the comfort of knowing you are never truly alone. Chapter 8. The green tea factor. For centuries, green tea has been more than just a drink in Japan. It is a daily ritual tied to health and longevity. Unlike the jolting effect of coffee, green tea offers a gentler lift. Its moderate caffeine content provides alertness, but what makes it unique is L-theanine, a natural amino acid found almost exclusively in tea leaves. L-theanine calms the nervous system, smoothing out the stimulating effect of caffeine. The result is a state of relaxed focus, energy without restlessness, concentration without anxiety. This balance makes green tea an ideal companion for long workdays or early mornings after short nights of sleep. Beyond energy, green tea is packed with antioxidants like catechins, which fight inflammation, boost immunity, and protect the heart. Studies suggest regular tea drinkers may have lower risks of cardiovascular disease and certain cancers. For many Japanese workers, sipping tea throughout the day prevents the highs and lows caused by sugary drinks or strong coffee. Instead of sudden crashes, they enjoy steady, calm energy. In this way, green tea becomes a quiet health ally, supporting resilience and longevity. It's no wonder that in Japan, fewer hours of sleep can still pair with remarkable vitality. Chapter 9. Small Homes, Small Beds. Space in Japan is precious, and this has shaped not only architecture, but also sleep habits. Many homes are compact, with multi-purpose rooms that transform throughout the day. At night, families roll out futons on tatami mats instead of sinking into large permanent beds. This simple ritual creates a clear boundary between day and night. When the futon is spread, it is time to rest. When it is folded away, the day begins. Unlike in the West, where beds often double as places to watch TV, snack, or scroll on phones, the Japanese approach treats the sleeping area with purpose. The minimal design also reduces clutter, which science shows can lower stress and improve sleep quality. A tidy open space signals calm to the brain, making rest more efficient. Futons themselves are firmer than soft Western mattresses, which promote better posture and reduce back pain. Even though Japanese people may not spend as many hours in bed, the quality of their rest is higher. The combination of cultural ritual, clean spaces, and functional bedding ensures that every hour of sleep counts more. It's not about quantity, but intentional rest that refreshes body and mind. Chapter 10. Technology and Sleep. Like the rest of the world, modern Japan isn't immune to the lure of glowing screens and late-night work emails. Blue light from phones and computers can disrupt melatonin production, making it harder to fall asleep. Yet many Japanese still lean on cultural routines that naturally counteract these effects. One of the most cherished is the evening bath, often taken in deep soaking tubs called ofuro. The ritual is more than hygiene, it's therapy. The hot water relaxes muscles, eases tension, and when you step out, the gentle drop in body temperature signals to the brain that it's time for rest. Other bedtime customs also support better sleep. Drinking warm, caffeine-free teas, dimming lights early, and keeping rooms quiet and uncluttered. Futons on tatami mats further reduce noise and vibration, creating a calm environment. These habits form a kind of built-in sleep hygiene, long before the term became trendy in the West. So, while Japanese people may spend fewer hours asleep, the sleep they do get is carefully protected. Instead of scrolling endlessly in bed, they turn nightly routines into a bridge from the stress of the day to the calm of rest. Chapter 11. The Resilience of the Body. Health in Japan can be imagined as a well-managed bank account, one that receives steady deposits every single day. Each bowl of fresh vegetables, each walk to the train station, each chat with a neighbor, and each act of purposeful living adds credit to the body's reserves. These daily investments build resilience so that when sleep runs short, the body can draw from a surplus rather than fall into crisis. Contrast this with many Western lifestyles where high-sugar diets, sedentary routines, and social isolation act like constant withdrawals. In such cases, when sleep is also reduced, the health account quickly plunges into debt, manifesting as stress, weight gain, and illness. Japan's way of living ensures that sleep is just one part of a much larger system of balance. Their diet reduces inflammation, their movement keeps circulation strong, and their social bonds lower stress hormones. Even spiritual elements like ikigai give mental stamina. Together, these habits mean that 6 hours of sleep in Japan may nourish the body as well as 8 hours elsewhere. The key lesson is that resilience isn't built at night, it's built in the small, intentional choices made all day long. Chapter 12. Lessons for the World. The Japanese way of living offers a powerful reminder. Health is never built on one habit alone. In the West, sleep is often treated as the single solution, as though more hours in bed could fix years of poor diet, inactivity, and stress. But Japan shows us that sleep is just one piece of the larger puzzle. Their daily lives combine nourishing food, constant light movement, strong social ties, and a deep sense of purpose. These habits weave together to create resilience, allowing people to stay healthy even with fewer hours of rest. That doesn't mean others should start sleeping less. The lesson isn't to cut back on sleep, but to realize that true longevity comes from balance. 8 hours in bed won't help much if your days are filled with processed food, loneliness, and stress. On the other hand, even 6 or 7 hours can be enough if your waking hours are spent walking, eating well, sharing with others, and doing something that gives life meaning. The Japanese model encourages us to broaden our focus. Don't obsess over sleep alone. Build the kind of lifestyle that makes every hour, awake or asleep, truly count. Chapter 13. The Okinawan Example. Okinawa, the southern island chain of Japan, is often called the Land of Immortals. It is home to one of the highest concentrations of centenarians in the world, and their secret is not marathon nights of sleep. In fact, many Okinawans report sleeping only 6 to 7 hours, with short naps sprinkled throughout the day. What truly sets them apart is their lifestyle. Their meals are light but nutrient-rich sweet potatoes, green leafy vegetables, tofu, and fresh fish form the foundation of their diet. They practice the principle of hara-hachi-bu, eating until they are about 80% full, which prevents overeating and supports digestion. Daily movement comes naturally, tending gardens, walking to neighbors' homes, or practicing traditional dances at festivals. But perhaps most important are their moai tight-knit community groups that provide social, emotional, and financial support. And running through it all is ikigai, a sense of purpose that gives even 90-year-olds a reason to rise each morning. Together, these elements prove that joy, moderation, and connection extend life more reliably than long hours in bed. For Okinawans, it is not sleep alone, but the harmony of lifestyle that stretches both health and happiness into old age. Chapter 14. Western Warnings. It's important to clear up a misunderstanding. Japan's example is not a free pass to cut back on sleep. Around the world, research is clear. Chronic sleep deprivation combined with poor lifestyle habits is a recipe for disaster. If someone eats a diet heavy in sugar and processed food, avoids physical activity, and struggles with isolation, then sleeping less only accelerates the damage. Heart disease, obesity, weakened immunity, and even mental health disorders follow quickly. The Japanese story works because it is supported by balance. Their diet is clean, their daily lives are active, their communities are strong, and their sense of purpose is alive. These habits act as a protective shield, making shorter sleep less harmful. In contrast, trying to copy the less sleep part without the lifestyle foundation is dangerous. Burnout, stress overload, and illness will catch up. The true message is not that sleep doesn't matter, it does, but that sleep works best when paired with harmony in the rest of life. Japan reminds us that quality, balance, and purpose multiply the benefits of whatever sleep we get. Without that, fewer hours in bed quickly turn into fewer years of life. Conclusion: the real secret. In the end, Japan's secret isn't about sleeping less, it's about living more wisely. Health is never built on a single pillar. It is the harmony of many small, consistent habits. Eating fresh, seasonal food, moving naturally throughout the day, sharing life with family and friends, handling stress with calm endurance, and waking each morning with a sense of purpose. Together, these practices make the body resilient and the mind steady, so that even with fewer hours of sleep, life expectancy stretches longer than almost anywhere else in the world. The paradox of Japan disappears once you understand this truth. It's not the quantity of sleep that protects health, but the quality of the life wrapped around it. A society that eats lightly, stays active, and values connection can thrive on 6 or 7 hours of rest in ways that a stressed, isolated society cannot. So here's the challenge for you. If you can't add more hours to your night, what can you add to your day? Could you swap one heavy meal for something lighter? Take more steps? Rekindle a hobby? Sometimes the true road to longevity is not found under the covers, but in the choices you make while awake.